How's it, everybody? This is your Running One here with the Kingdom Hearts Union Cross update video. A lot has changed in the game. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so I kind of want to get into it and basically, see where things are at for the most part in the game. It's the biggest thing I can see so far for the game lately, and this has been really cool. Is that the banner train is still here, so they're still doing like banner after banner after banner after banner after banner, and there is no meta for the game that lasts for longer than, say, like a month and a half maybe. Is pretty much the meta. The exception to that rule is, and I say this with a grain of salt concerning buffers, but the buffer medals like the Kyrie and Shion tend to last a lot longer than just like a month or so. But they do get changed out fairly frequently-ish, I think the longest time we went without like a buffer increase was, what, 6 months? 5 or 6 months, like that? And I think that was between, what was it? It was either between the 0.2 Kyrie and the Kyrie EX, or it was between the Kyrie EX and the Kyrie EX Plus versions. I forget which one it was exactly. But that was the longest time period we had between, like, them increasing that, which was a fairly long time for this game and the way this game is played. The other exception to that rule has been, in the past, copy medals. Copy medals have always been a constant. They've always had their value, even tier 5s. Tier 5s are still highly usable in a lot of the content, provided you have the right traits. Traits are just a part of the game, and traits do make or break the game in terms of the content you can get past, especially for higher tier content, like the new Mysterious Sir and what, the Weapon Master. That's right, Gilgamesh and Kafka, basically. The new hard mode, one of them, you definitely need strong medals with the right traits, or you need to have the appropriate turtle medals going forward. So like the new I forget his non orcish name. Zexion, basically the human version of Zexion. It's not Isis Syx. Who is that again? I forget his name. I'll figure it later on. But those things are constant in the game, and even those are kind of changing up a bit in terms of the copy medals. Like the new evolution of stuff that's coming out there, and the newest meta for mechanic wise has been Supernova. Supernova has been like the biggest thing for it going forward. Of course, there's a new defense break for PvP, and this game is definitely taking a turn to where it's becoming more and more PvP focused, which is, it's been the way since PvP first came out. Basically, they wanted to use PvP as a way to keep the game going, keep interest going, because normally speaking, in a lot of ways, and this is accurate statement, people who are competitive pay money to remain competitive, and PvP is a chance for people to do that. PvP is you're going up against other players competitively and seeing who ranks better, what sub is better. If I spend the money and got the medals, I got the right traits, etc., then poof, you move in there and you are going to advance and you're going to keep it in the forefront. The part of that one though is like you keep having to pay money in order to keep in the forefront. One of the big things for me, for instance, was like when I was gone in the month, and since January, I haven't put any money into the game. I did VIP like a few weeks here and there, but I haven't bought VIP for the game. I haven't bought VIP for the game, I think, since the start of February, maybe. It's been like about 3 or 4 weeks since I've done it. I don't know. I might end up buying VIP for this coming Monday because the FFRK medals are here and they're actually really, really good. And I do want to get one of those lightnings going forward with the Mercy and all that. We'll see. I don't know. I'm kind of still debating on that one. I do like the fact that with the VIP you do get you get 2 drops going forward, and then if I wanted to do pulls for the new copper medal, then I can of course do that. But we'll get into that in a second. But basically, the meta's changed to the point where, or the meta's at the point where there are certain things which is Supernova in there, but the meta isn't constant. That's been the biggest downfall to this game for me personally, is that the meta isn't constant. The meta is constantly changing, which is fine. changing meta makes sense, but you're not giving players enough time to actually adjust to that meta. For a lot of players, if you're not putting money into the game, then by the time you reach the meta, they've already moved on to the next stage in the meta, and you're once again back where you were behind going forward for doing that. It's just the pacing. You know, the pacing still is not. It's still not there for this game at all, in terms of like the banners and the meta changes. But one of the biggest complaints about this game was there is no content. There's nothing to do. What am I going to do? I can raid or I can do PvP, and that's it. You know, I'm done. And then people are going to, what content there was available in the game is knocked out really quickly. Like, you can knock out the content, like, you know, within a day or two for most people, and then you're just bored again until the content ends and it's replaced by something different. That has been changing as of late, and that's been one thing I've been watching the game on that I've actually been liking about a bit more now, is that there has been more content to do. They've been pumping out content, more things to do, more frequently, and it's not like a perfect solution, and there's still some issues with it up to a point, but it's been a lot better for the game. And it's not easy content either. They're putting out content that all players of all stages for the most part can handle, and then they're putting out content where you have to get really creative with your setups, or you have to have the right metals to get past it for the most part. But a lot of them have been turtleable for the most part, barring a few things. One of the biggest ones, for instance, was the recent Zigbar org event. Oh man, it was amazing. Like, I hadn't been pulling or spent money on the game for about like a month or so, and I could not get past Quest 13 until the very last day. The only reason I was able to beat Quest 13 at literally like I think like the last hour of the event being up was because one of my party members got the new Sephiroth. Yeah, got the new Sephiroth. Or what was it? What did he get? He got something. Yeah, it wasn't. No, was it? Yeah, actually, it was. Yes, he got the new Sephiroth. He pulled for the medals, and he had the Sephiroth from the Avatar board up there, and he had it traded with EA, ground, aerial, and double 1K strikes. And that medal is so stupid, so stupidly OP that it was able to carry me through the damage in order to beat Zigbar at the very, very tail end. At the very tail end. If I hadn't had that, I would not have been able to beat Quest 13 of the org event. And that hasn't happened to me in quite some time. And by beating it, I mean completing all the objectives. I don't mean, you know, being able to beat it. Yeah, I could have beaten it. I mean, the quest is turtleable. You could easily turtle that event. But the objectives were not to turtle it or survive. It was to beat the enemy within X turns. That's the problem. So, in order to get the objectives, and obviously in order to get the jewels. And in the end, too, they changed the format for the org events where, you know, you're only missing out on 500 jewels if you can't be the last one, which isn't anything terrible. You know, it's not god awful, but it is there, and it is what it is. But the content's changed. There is more content, and they're getting better about that, which has been spectacular. I've been part of a chat going in there and everything, and we're trying to talk to Cena about more changes and everything, and they've been listening to. I mean, we've gotten some good feedback, and we're trying to see a few of the results up in the game, in a way, which has been nice. And they've definitely been hearing more players going like, "Hey, we want things beyond just banners and PvP. We want content to do in the game," and they've been doing better about that. But basically, I'm gonna go over these real quick with you guys because it's been a while since I've done these real quick, so there's a bit to go over. And we'll do this real fast. Well, no, not this one. No. So what's our start here? Here we go. No, not that one. That's the wrong one. Come on. There we go. Oop, nope, I don't know there. I don't know why, but for some reason, whenever my iPad is hooked up to OBS, it gives me lots of lag. Let's see. Here we go, this one. Okay, so they did bring back the Supernova Sephiroth, and Supernova Key 19. Basically, the very first Supernova medals we had in our game. But now we can increase them. They become plus versions of themselves. Oof, which has been crazy. I mean, look at this. So, Supernova Sephiroth, if you upgrade it, and this is where those Meow Wow medals are coming into play. And I'm hoping they start doing this for more medals. Beyond just like Supernova medals here and things like that. But this one here in particular, it goes from a times 120 multiplier to a times 200 multiplier. 200. That is nothing to scoff at. That is a huge increase in damage. On top of that too, they get reset back to level 1. You can re-level them, and they end up getting some crazy stat numbers. I think it's like 20,000 plus for damage when all is said and done. Plus, you can now add up to 3,000 Chippendales on top of that. So these guys are becoming ridiculously powerful. It's been a way for people to basically upgrade medals to keep competitive, which has been pretty cool. Provided you're able to rank in, of course, to get the Meow Wows and everything. But it's been neat that they're doing this. I don't mind them doing this. It does give us something to do with older medals, and it's taking a page right out of Dokkan. Like, one of the big things I've noticed about these two games and the differences between Dokkan and why I've been enjoying Dokkan Battle a lot more than KHUx is Dokkan's meta keeps a pace. You know, when you get a new medal or a new card in that game, it lasts for a long while. And even when it kind of starts getting, even when its star starts to, like, you know, start to dim, it's not as good as it once was, they have easy A events to go and re-level those cards back up, and they become OP broken again. Which is great, which is basically what they're kind of doing right here with these plus versions of themselves. I don't mind this. It's a good way to keep the game up the pace, and it's a good way to keep medals relevant, which is nice. But I do think they need to break in and give this to other medals as well too. Basically, this is also adding in like the Supernova ability to other medals too that normally wouldn't have Supernova, which has been pretty nice to see as well. So medals already have Supernova. You can evolve further. Get increased Supernova abilities. Medals that do not have Supernova gain Supernova abilities, which is good. That's great. It is also kind of why they've increased the time limit for PvP, which is good and bad. But we'll get that section in a minute. But I do like that. That's actually a pretty cool thing. There we go. Let's see, what are we going to do? Okay, so right now there is a increased metal storage. You guys should definitely take advantage of that. This is only the 3rd time in the lifetime of this game, which is approaching 4 years. 3? 4? God, I can't remember now. 3 or 4? I think it's 4. No, it's 3rd. I think it's approaching its 3rd year globally. Yes, 3rd year globally, I'm pretty sure. But it's only basically since the life of the game. So the game has been out. They've only ever done this. This is the 3rd time. So if you guys need more jewel space and everything, this is a great time to go do it. I highly recommend you guys do it. At least get it to like 1,000 or so. You know, that'd be probably a good gauge for the moment. The max is 2,000. So. And it ends on March 7th. So you guys have some time to do it. It's something you guys should look into doing for sure. But it's nice to see it back. I did a little bit myself, so I got like an extra 100 spots basically for storage, just trying to, you know, ease things up a little bit. But here we go. Finally, they're getting rid of the top drawer deal, the newcomers deal, and the small deal. Basically. The small deal should have never lasted more than a month. Then it was out there. That was an ever good thing. The newcomers deal and the top drawer deal were not bad ones, but they were never upgraded properly. Basically, they were constantly giving out, you know, outclass medals, and they weren't putting anything new into them. The only thing that changed with that one was the top drawer deal, and even then they don't have the newer versions of Kyrie and Shion as buffers. They have the ones prior to that and everything. So definitely nice to see that they're getting rid of these things. I didn't think they had to get rid of them, honestly, except a small deal. They could have upgraded the newcomers deal and top drawer deal with current medals and everything, and kept them relevant up to a point. But honestly, with the way they're putting out medals now in the game, it doesn't even matter. You don't even need these anymore. So it kind of makes sense they're going away. But the big one is this right here. Tickets are going away. So as of March 31st, basically you have a month. Well, screw these. Don't bother these for a month. You shouldn't even look at these things when you're in the shop anyway. These right here do not matter. But these right here, these do matter up to a point. it makes sense to me why these are going away, because anything you're pulling out now for the most part in the current banners is already coming in as a 7-star, and older medals are also available as 7 stars without these having to be in there for the most part in this current format. So basically they're taking away the RNG aspect of, hey, if I spend a silver ticket, can I possibly get a tier 7 or a tier 8 fairy out of those? Now they're going to be doing where basically they're going to be doing it like I did in the Coliseum, where you're going to get a certain amount of these fairies of each tier in events. So prior to Coliseum, last month, for instance, if you ranked 200 and if you ranked 2,500 or lower, then you were guaranteed 5 tier 9 Meow Wows. I think it's like 10 tier 8, so on and so forth. I'm pretty sure they're going to be doing the same thing with these blue fairies. So I don't think they're going to go away entirely, because it could be possible, like, you know, if you're a player whose means are limited, or you're playing free to play and everything, and you cannot get anything out of there, and you get a medal, right? It's not a new one, but maybe you get like an older one you didn't have. For instance, the new King Mickey, new KH3 King Mickey, and the current new Leah copy medal banner. You can get him as a 7-star or as a 6-star. So if you were playing the game, for instance, and you were say you only had 2 pulls, you know, you could pull twice on the banner and try and hope to get Lee. And in one of those 2 pulls, you got Mickey. Awesome, but he's only a 6-star, not a 7-star. Well, it's good to have these medals, or these fairies here, basically, to try and evolve him, and in order to get that. So I'm pretty sure they're still going to be in the game for the most part. Hopefully nothing below tier 5. Honestly, I don't think we need fairies for anything below tier 5, because no one's dealing with anything lower than tier 5. And even tier 5s aren't really being dealt with anymore. Tier 6s and up are the ones that are still being usable in the game for the most part, and they're still being worked on, so on and so forth. But, you know, we'll say they have that. But so while the deals are going to be gone, you're going to see them in other ways in other events, which I do support that. That's a cool change out. I like that one a great deal right there. Let's see here. Okay, so we did have the new FFR came thing, Union Cross. Union Cross is Union Cross. Nothing crazy on that one. They did have the new KH3 falling price deal, which is right here. This is the lead. So, okay. This is where I was earlier talking about the copy medals and how they're changing up a bit. Copy medals in the past they've always retained their value. Always have they retained their value until now. And even now, it's still going to be with a grain of salt, because eventually I'm hoping that they're going to allow for older medals to also be enhanced. So if they're taking away like the blue fairies and everything in a certain manner, I'm hoping that they allow for other Meow medals of lower tiers, like tier 5 and up, for instance, to come into play, so that you can evolve copy medals and give them also Supernova to kind of match this out and make things a little more easy up there. Because there are people who have medals like HD Shion, HD Naminé, HD Vanitas and everything. They are still amazing medals. They're still great medals, but people are kind of having a hard time using them in all the ways, even if they're traded perfectly, because they don't have Supernova, and the extra damage you get from Supernova is very important. You need it. You kind of gotta have it. So this is the first one that actually involves Supernova. It is a falling price deal, which is amazing. The first draw was free if you do VIP, which is also one reason why I want to do VIP. But it's kind of neat that it starts at 2,700 jewels as opposed to 3,000. It kind of did that like with JP, for instance, which is nice. Yeah, it's a nice little fact that you can save some jewels right out the get-go. I do like that for it. If you do the VIP one, you get 2 KH3 medals. If you do the non-VIP one, only 1. You're guaranteed a medal regardless at all times. And in VIP, you get 5 mirrors as opposed to 3 mirrors per pull, which is kind of like whatever. That's not really a huge thing anymore. They need to fix this. They definitely need to upgrade the attack boost skills and anything you can get. Like they need to put like the AB5, AB6 Max Lux Plus. They need to put in like the AB7 Max Get Just 1. The defense boost need to go away entirely. Defense boost 4, maybe defense boost 3, DB4 and DB5 need to be in there, and it maybe up to like DB7 needs to be there as the attack boost max skill. Eventually they're going to do that, but these are here are kind of like the point where it was with those other deals are going away, like the newcomer, the top drawer and everything. No one's it served its purpose, and it went on for way, way too long. So they definitely need to fix that for this one, because this is a problem in there. But it's also kind of keeping you, in a way, though, I kind of know why they're doing it, because it is keeping you dependent upon the avatar boards. The avatar boards are where you're going to get your main new skills from, like AB8 maxes and so on and so forth. And they're going like, hey, if we don't put those kind of skills, or if we put skills like 1 or 2 levels below that, people may not want to buy the avatar boards, and we want you buying the avatar boards. So we're going to keep skills like this in the game to make you want to get the avatar boards. But, you know, that's what they do. So here we go. These are the new ones. These are the tier 9 medals. All of them are in here, guys. When I say KH3, they mean every single KH3 medal in here, which is pretty freaking cool. In particular, the Monster Sora, because oh my god, that medal! He came out right around the time when I was taking a break for things in life, which I did explain in the previous video if you guys watched that one. I did not know what he was exactly until I walked into, because I wasn't even paying attention to the updates for the most part. I was just going in, logging in, doing some daily stuff, you know, just getting things done. And I walked into him, and that guy effed me in PvP. Like, ran rag shot over me in PvP. And I was in, like, I think it was in like the top 3,000, something like that. But they're just trying to like get up there and everything, and I didn't think I was having a problem. I mean, I'm not going to be getting it into like top 100 or anything right now. I think anytime soon at the moment, because my medals just aren't there right now. But this dude is like, I walked into him and in the right 3,000s and everything, and he just effed me up. And I was just like, what just happened? And then I read what he was, and I was just like, oh my god. This dude is crazy. And on top of that, you can upgrade him. He's one of the most you can evolve with Meow Wows to get even stronger. He goes from a 160 damage rate to a 200. It's like, which is crazy. Lee's the same way too. But Lee's our first one now with Supernova. And the fact that you can get all these in there, yes, obviously the chance of you getting the Monster Sora is not the greatest in the world and everything, but they're all technically there in the banner, and you have to pull them because you can do 2 if you get the VIP, 1 in the single one. Chances are kind of there. So you kind of need to figure out where you want to put your jewels in the play now, because this is not a mercy. Kind of sucks that this copy medal isn't a mercy one, like even like a 10 pull mercy up to a point. I really wish he was. Or at least, you know, if you buy VIP, then he'd be like a mercy medal. But sadly, that's not the case. You're gonna have to run that risk. So you're gonna have to run that risk if you want to pull on this banner, or if you want to pull on the FFRK medals. The FFRK medals are really good. God damn, they're really good. I saw many people who were doing Coliseum who were getting like top 100 and everything, and they were just running some of the new FFRK medals because they're strong. They're very good. In particular, Lightning is amazing. I'm definitely gonna want to get Lightning because Lightning is my Final Fantasy waifu. But they're very, very, very strong. They're very good medals. I definitely want to try and get one of them, or get like, you know, get Lightning and everything on there. But then you kind of look at this banner too and go, okay, this banner is a falling price banner. The Lightning banner was not a falling price banner. It's a regular banner at the 3,000 jewels. But if you buy a VIP, you're guaranteed a Lightning within 5 pulls. So there's a mercy. And again, the FRK medals are good ones. You're also able to get the previous. The downside is you're able to get the previous FFRK medals, like the Mog and the guy and the girl, who aren't really worth it at all. But you also have a chance to get the old FFRK Terra, who, if she gets the evolve ability to get Supernova, all of a sudden her and Warrior of Light are going to become viable once again, because they're still very strong medals for single target. So you kind of have to pull around too. And also on top of that too, and this is again with the grain of salt, that new Sephiroth, the new FFRK Sephiroth, who's stupidly good. I mean, oh my god, his abilities are amazing. That the guilt increase he gives you from a Supernova and all that jazz is really freaking strong. He's a great AoE medal, single hit. I mean, there's nothing bad about that medal. He is spectacular. The downside is he's behind a stupid ass paywall, where you have to pull 15 times in order to get him at minimum. So on the 15th banner on his avatar board, you'll get that type medal. The plus side, as I say, is with the grain of salt. The plus side is that, of course, it's 15 pulls, so you're going to get 15 trait medals for him, which means you can pretty much, you know, almost guarantee yourself a perfectly traded Sephiroth. If you want it for attacking or if you want it for raiding, whatever you want to do with it, if you do it, you have a chance to do that. And on top of that, too, again, bear with me, because this is crazy, they released a second avatar board of him as well, with the same stipulation. Pull 15 times on that board, and guess what? You get yourself a second Sephiroth, with, again, 15 more traits to do things with. So, that is insane. The banners are interesting, though, because, like, the FFRK medals are very good. There's nothing bad about them. They all do great things. They all have support in some manner. Lightning, of course, is the best of them. But you kind of have to wonder, is that banner worthwhile pulling on if you're not going to go for Sephiroth, or at least a 5 Mercy for Lightning is where you might want to stop. Because while Sephiroth is extremely attractive, the paywall he's behind is not. That's a very steep paywall. That's basically $300 steep paywall. And you don't, I mean, that's... in a lot of ways, it's like, no, I'm good. Let's stay back from that one, right? So, you kind of have to pick and go, where do I need this? Where do I want this? You know? And is this banner going to be better for me? Because not only in this one do you get the potential for getting these new KH3 medals here, the Supernova medals here, because these are all Supernova medals right here. You have a chance of getting the Monster Sora. Chances there. You have the better chance of getting the new Copper Medal, which has Supernova. So this is the first Copper Medal with Supernova, which is, again, amazing. Extremely good, tier 9s. So they're going to help you with your sub-slots, and they're going to help you with content, both PvE and PvP. We already know what the Riku, the Vanitas, the Sora, and the Xehanort do. Tier 8 medals are going to be right in here, and this is where we have the new Mickey, and everything else. So you also have all Enzo, that's right. That was his name. Enzo is an amazing medal for defensive. Look at, so Enzo, the new turtle medal for the most part. He's an AoE, he deals 6 hits, and for 1 turn, he increases your defense and your magic defense by 15. He targets basically your enemies have -8 strength, -3 magic strength, and he's a +2 damage. Basically adds on 2 damage counters. Sorry, he uses 2 gauges. No matter what you do, he will use 2 gauges. And he gets more damage the more turns have passed. So he basically gets stronger the more rounds have gone by. His Supernova, though, is where it's at. Again, it's an AoE one, only 100, I say only, right? Only 100 multiplier, but for 1 turn, you get +15 defense and +15 PSM defense. Target strength is down by 10, -3 PSM all across the board. So you increase your defense like a truckload, and you decrease their attacking ability by a great amount of it too. If you get AoE on, EA on this guy, all the better. You're going to completely negate their strength for the most part to -15, and you're going to get their PSM down by 6 for attacking, which is just going to be even better for you. So, yeah, he is very good. And you can get him in this one as well as the new Mickey. The new Mickey isn't anything like amazing. The best side for this Mickey, and out of all these now, is going to be for the current high score challenge format, where he can be your general defense debuffer in order to rank higher, which we'll get into that in a second too. But he's not bad. He's not amazing. I mean, I wouldn't pull for him alone, but he's not bad. Sully, Mike, Goofy, Donald, Buzz, Woody, Pete, and Millicent are all there too as well on top of that, when we already know what they do. The tier 7 ones in this one are going to be the Herc, Meg, Phil, Hayner, Olette, what's his face, because we don't care about him, Shadow, Soldier, and that's the, which one's that again? That's the Marine Roomba, are all there. So basically you can get all these. Now, granted, you don't really want these ones for the most part, the tier 7s. They're not bad, don't be wrong, but they're not the ones you really want to see. You're going to want to see those tier 8s and those tier 9s mainly. So, but these banner is also really good too. This banner can do really, really well for you. And people who are also in the top 100 and so for Coliseum and everything, we're running also KH3 medals. So everything is usable. The banner is really good. It's a flying price deal. You have a chance of getting the new copy medal. You have a chance of getting the Monster Sora. I mean, there's not a lot bad to be said about this particular banner. So you kind of have to pick your poison now if you want to go. If you haven't already pulled from the FFRK deal, if you want to keep on pulling from it, or if you want to move into this one with a flying price aspect, you kind of have to pick and go for that one. Let's see with that one. We're gonna see from that one. I did the FFRK one already. Meaning because like I wasn't doing anything from the game aside from just getting jewels from daily lotteries and anything. But when I collected my my presents, I had 48. It was like 48 something. I forget what it was. Is what I had at that one. So I was able to mercy. I was able to mercy my my lightning. So I have my lightning. Didn't really get anything out of that one. I got like what X Death. I got like 2 clouds and I got a Gilgamesh. That's pretty much it. You know, nothing too crazy on that one. Which is lucky too because I didn't have the VIP. I was pulling off the regular one. I thought I got one more. Oh, I got an old Terra, the old FFRK Terra when that came out. I got that one, which wasn't not bad. It's pretty cool. But I got lightning, which is what I wanted in that one. And I did. I mean, again, I was in a very good headspace. I wasn't doing videos. We're doing it now, so I'll be recording that kind of stuff in the future now. But basically, you guys are going to be with me, seeing pretty much my free to play or very limited VIP to play playthrough of this game. With the current situation, but I'll be more up there with doing that kind of stuff going forward for you guys. Let's see what else is there though. Okay, the new avatar boards are very good. I don't like their look exactly. They're kind of, I mean, they're not bad, but they're kind of like, I don't know, meh. But oh my god, the skills. So here's where I say they're putting the best skills like this in the avatar boards and not in the skills you can get from pulling. AB8 max SV gauge 0, AB8 max SV gauge 1, defense boost 5 max. Done. If you can get one or both of these boards, I would highly suggest you do so. The defense boost 5 max will save your Heine in PvP and in a few PvE content a little bit, but especially if you're going to run like a turtle setup. But PvP in particular, that's where it's going to be for you, unless you're running somebody who's running Monster Sora, in which case you just need to pray that ability doesn't activate too much on you. Because like it did me. God, that guy, so the person that I ran to in PvP for that one, he had it. It had EA on it, and I swear that defense break like activated on every other hit, like clockwork for me. And I was just like, what is this? I wish I recorded that because I was just like, I had no idea what that was, and I was like, oh, oh, when I saw that one. So, but these boards definitely worth it. You should get them if you have a chance. What else is here? They redid the org event. These are the old org events where you can, if you miss out on any avatar parts or anything, you can get them here. So. Yeah, I mean, pretty much just the avatar parts. This is not what I wanted to see, honestly enough. Like I'm still waiting for that one to come out with the new plus versions, so that for medals like the Zigbar and like the Larxene that I did not pull for or buy the board for, you have a chance to get them in that event. So we had that one time for like, I think it was like 1 through 6. So I'm waiting for it to come through again, hopefully, and we can get that one going again. So we'll see when that one comes out. New weekly raid event where you can get Kefka, which is nice. If you get to level 99, you have a chance of getting Kefka in that one. The new weapon master and mysterious Sir hard mode. We'll be trying to do videos on those ones, see how far we can get in that one. I've heard that it is so we can do that one. Oh, here it is. This is the last thing I'm talking about before in the video. And it is this revamped high score challenge, which I am not sure I like. Okay, so high score challenge. You get skills and up to 5,000 jewels and other rewards. Okay. Nothing sounds bad there. It's jewels and, you see a moon gem and everything there. Okay, what is it? Oh, here we go. First place through 10th place. Then you're able to get the max of the 5,000 jewels. So you get the 5,000 jewels, you get 3 moon gems, the power gem, and then you get AB6 max times 2, and attack boost 5 max times 1. The only thing worthwhile there is the attack boost 5, not defense boost 5. I don't know why I was saying that one. The only thing worthwhile there is, of course, the jewels and excuse me, the moon gem. in a high score challenge like this. Number one, it kind of sucks that you don't, I mean, only the top 10 get the full 5,000 jewels. I mean, it's not a huge, like, oh my god thing, but it's like, oh, that's kind of crappy, guys. You should kind of do it at least like it was, like, I don't know, top 1,000, top 500, maybe. Something like that. Would get 5,000 and then start dropping it down a little bit, but it is what it is, because it starts dropping down by 500 significantly every 50 or so, going down to 100 and then 150, so on and so forth. The moon gems are good. It stops at you have to make 750th or higher in order to get this one. For the full 3 moon gems, which I think is one of the bigger draws there. But the skills, if you're gonna do something like this, guys, the skills need to be better than this. Like, you guys now have a chance to introduce new skills to the game via the high score challenge, as opposed to just through Coliseum or through avatar boards. In an extra manner. These kind of skills, like, it's like, why would they waste their time putting skills like AB6 max and AB5 max in these? I don't quite get that. I mean, for newer players, maybe I kind of understand that up to a point, but anybody competing in the ranks, I would say, of like top 500 for the most part, are going to be veteran players, up to a point. They're going to be players who've been around for a bit, who don't really need AB5s and AB6s. So that kind of sucks. And then the jewel format too, I don't like how badly it decreases for the lower spots there. I kind of wish it was formatted a little differently from that one, if they're going to do this. But honestly, guys, I miss the medals. Why? Because you are essentially spending jewels on banners to get jewels. And obviously 5,000 is probably nowhere near what people put into getting the jewels to compete for these things. So if you want it to be that way, then you need to give out better skills to kind of make up for it. They're not. I really miss the old format with the medals. This right here isn't doing it for us, like, at all for the most part. That's definitely some feedback I'm going to share in wherever I can about this. But this is not a good revamp for a high score challenge, I think, personally. Like, I really don't like it, but it's here right now, and we'll see what we can do to get it changed back or fix it up to a point. I don't know. Again, this is not good, I think, right now. And it gets better, maybe. Hopefully it will, but we'll have to wait and see. But as of right now, not going to do anything for me. But I'm going to end it here, guys. I've gone for a long while now at this point in time, unfortunately. But I do expect to see more content back from KHUx onto the channel, and of course content for Dokkan Battle also on the channel going pretty soon too as well. And I am now streaming on Twitch, so videos will still come up on YouTube for things, but I'm going to be streaming now exclusively on Twitch, and there will be a new link down there below in the comments section, or not the comments, but in the description section, where you guys can see the link to Twitch. If you guys want to come, give me a follow there. I would always, as always, greatly appreciate it. Also, the thumbs up is always nice to see, and any comments below about what you guys want to see in terms of KHUx from me on the channel would also be great to see as well too. Give me an idea of, like, where you guys want me to focus on the channel for the most part going through it. It is gonna be more limited. Like, I'm not gonna be pulling like I used to on this channel, because I can't right now. If you guys watched my previous video, you guys know why. But we're gonna be going through and see we're gonna see how far we can get with what we have, and we'll kind of go from there. So until then, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. See you guys.